In this video, I'm going to show you the results of my slow sewing experience with my 3 projects. I could not be more excited about these things, and I have separated each one, my progress report back to you, my completion report back to you. I'm going to be talking about 4 different things for each one of the projects. I'm going to report back with my favorite part of the project, what I thought was the hardest part of the project, as well as a tip I have for the project and a tool that I used for the project. We're gonna have the hardest part, my favorite part, a tip, and a tool for each one of these projects. So let's dive in. Remember, this series is in honor of the current feature collection at Love Notions, where we have select $5 digital patterns, a $18 print pattern, as well as a $15 sewing course. So if you are looking for some preppy patterns for the back to school season right now that will get your creative juices flowing and help you work on some potentially challenging parts, but with a lot of support, then you should take a look at lovenotions.com right now. All right, so let's start with the pattern that I have in front of me right here. Let's start with my report back on Frankie Polo. Now, the part that I loved the most for sewing on the Frankie Polo was the collar. I thought this turned out so cool, and I'm really glad that I used this twill tape for finishing the inside of the collar. It was very easy, and it just tucks into the placket right here, and I think it just encapsulates that whole vibe of preppy and polished, and I could not be more thrilled with it. There are a couple of things that I did tweak on this pattern that I wanted to report back to you. So one tweak that I have here is that for the hem, I decided to make the front and the back the same length. The pattern has a slightly longer back piece, and I decided I wanted to keep these just the same. I just thought that suited my figure a little bit better because I'm kind of short. And so I did my vent and everything exactly as prescribed, but I did just take this hem up a little bit and cut off that extra part. So I think it turned out really cute. I'll show you the full video here. But I think my favorite part of sewing was the collar section here with the twill tape finishing. The hardest part for Frankie Polo for me was figuring out my interfacing, and I regret that I did not use a different kind of interfacing for the polo. I think that I don't know if it was the combination of a lighter weight fabric with the already thinner interfacing, but I'm gonna experiment around the next time I make it and just try to get something that's a little bit less puckery and a little bit more smooth. But that's a small thing, and I know I'm gonna wear this a ton. I did also finish the side, the sleeve cuffs, which I think turned out really cute. I did decide to turn them up, and I think they turned out really great. So I've got to do some pressing before I take my finals pictures, but I think it turned out really cute. So the tool that I used a ton, that actually was something that people have been talking about for a long time, is the Purple Thing tool. With these plackets and collars and hems, having a tool like this at the sewing machine, it acts as a stiletto sometimes. It's got this like flat part here that you can work in and poke out these corners. It's just super useful. It's a 1/4 inch marking there, so you can kind of keep track of how things are adding up there. It's useful for spots like on the placket here. It's useful for spots like this barn door stitch, where you have to maneuver the piece on your sewing machine in a really agile way. So I just thought that this was useful for just poking out different parts of these pieces here. So that was my tool that I thought was really useful. And then a tip that I have is don't be so diehard committed to exactly what the pattern says, make it the length that you want. Make it come in a little bit more where you want it to come in a little bit more. That's the beauty of sewing, is that you can make exactly what you want. And so while I think the high-low hem detail is cute, I didn't want that for this pattern, and I changed it up just a little bit. Those little tweaks like that, that's just a tip I have for all the projects that we sew. Make it what you want. Sewing affords you a lot of abilities to get exactly what you want. So don't be afraid to change it up a little bit. Next up, let's talk about my beautiful Largo Cargos. I am so dang proud of these things. Just look at the inside. Ah! Doesn't it look great? I'm so happy with how these turned out. Just could not be more thrilled with my Largo Cargos. I'm really happy with just about everything that's going on with this pattern. It was, you know, as pants are, especially woven bottoms, they are a little bit more of a challenge, but there are some details about this pattern specifically that make it really satisfying and really such a worthwhile sew. Okay, let's go back to answering our 4 questions. So what was the favorite part of sewing this? My favorite part of sewing these pants was the facing on the waistband. This is such an easy way to install a waistband on any pants. I don't know why we don't do this more. It just feels so sleek. It finishes so nicely. It is just like such a clean, pretty way to finish the inside. I love it when the inside looks as good as the outside does. And on my pants making journey here, I did actually, just knowing the fabric that I had and the construction and how I was finishing everything here with this nylon binding on the inside with the facing, there is a whole big section in the pattern about grading the seam allowances for the waistband. So especially if you're gonna sew these in something like a corduroy or denim, like there is a lot that you're gonna wanna take a look at about getting that waistband or that waistline finishing really nice and sleek. And because of the fabric that I chose and this finishing detail, I was able to skip a lot of that, and you cannot tell for a second. So that was kind of fun to kind of make my own way there. So my favorite part of the Largo Cargo sewing was the waistband facing. The part that I thought was the most difficult, but that's just how it is with every project with this feature in it, was the zipper. So the zipper is it is great right now, but there are moments when you're sewing a zipper where you kind of want to tear your hair out because it just feels like risky, I guess. And you just want everything to line up so perfectly, and you just have to take your time. So that's why today's, this last 2 weeks with the slow sewing experiment, that's why this was really good for me, to take my time and watch the video that helps, and get it to be just a product that I'm going to be really happy with. So going slow really pays off, and this will be something that I can wear for a long time because I went slow and did it right. I love that the zipper has this fly shield here, so it's very comfortable to wear. It's kind of protective, and it's just a nice, really nice finishing detail. The other thing that I would recommend as a tool for this pattern is definitely to watch the linked tutorial for installing the waistband and the zipper for this pattern. It makes it such a huge. So that would be the tool that I would recommend. And then I said it before, but my tip would be to try out this nylon binding. It's sort of like a ribbon, and it just is such a sleek, sweet detail, and it really made the process easy, and I love the way it finishes on the inside. So that's my tip. And I am going to be honest that I did maybe this is a tip too, but I did skip a few things that I felt were not quite needed for this make. So we definitely have a more polished cargo style here, more polished preppy style with these cargo pants. So I did include the little like carpenter hook piece, like the strap detail, but I omitted the belt loops, and I also omitted the cargo pocket that's on the left side. I didn't feel like this version needed them. Also, if I'm going to be totally honest, I did forget to put the cargo pocket on until after I had sewn the legs together, and I was like, I don't really want it anyway, so it worked out for the best. I was planning to put the cargo pocket on there, and I just ended up not doing it. So there's maybe a little tip there too, if you want to have a more polished look for your Largo cargos and a little less casual, is to omit the belt loops and the cargo pocket. And then last but not least, for Arya Button Down, my favorite part of sewing this pattern is this placket. I feel like it just turned out so beautifully. It looks so crisp. I am really, really happy with how it turned out, and it was very satisfying. Every time I was dealing with the placket, I was really happy. And I don't know if that was the combination of like the fabric and the more structured interfacing or what, but in linen, this placket is gorgeous. So I'm really happy with how that all work together, and that was my favorite part of Aria. The hardest part of Aria, I think, is always going to be this collar, specifically this curved part of the collar, where you have to kind of get that little curve there sewn. That can be really tricky. That's where having like a purple thing comes in really handy to help you maneuver the fabric around your needle. And as far as a tool that I would highly recommend for Aria is just having a machine that sews a reliable buttonhole. I probably, and I don't mean to say this in like I was speeding through sort of way, but I probably sewed through the buttonholes in like maybe 20 minutes, all of them, including installing the buttons, because my machine is just super reliable. And that's not me going fast, that's just having a machine that handles buttonholes really, really well. So I think that if you have a machine that does not handle buttonholes well, I would just know that going into a project, and having a machine that does a reliable buttonhole just makes all the difference. There's some machines that I've interacted with that it's like, well, it just depends on how the machine feels that day. Let me know if you're one of those people that has a moody machine when it comes to buttonholes, but there's some machines that are just workhorses when it comes to a buttonhole, and I have to say that my Baby Lock, Brilliant, just handles them like a pro. And then a tip that I have for Arya Button Down is to remember that your arms should be measured as much as your torso. So I did shorten the Arya Button Down, but I always forget that I need to shorten for the sleeves. And when I switched from sewing the short sleeve to the long sleeve version, I forgot to make the adjustment to the long sleeve. And so while it is so cute, and I will almost always wear it with the sleeves rolled up like this, I do feel like the sleeves are just a smidge too long for me personally. Of course, the button placket on the sleeves looks amazing, and I love that, but I do wish that I had just shortened it. I mean, maybe even half an inch would have made a difference, but I wish that I had shortened the sleeves. So my tip for you is next time that you're sewing a button down, make sure that you take into account if you need to lengthen or shorten the pattern piece for your sleeves, and especially consider that as you're shortening for your torso. Right, that is it for our Preppy and Polish collection at Love Notions. Remember that these patterns are all on sale for $5 for a very limited time. There's even a few men's and kids patterns that are part of this current Preppy and Polish collection. You can also get a print pattern for $18 and take the sewing course for just $15. So we're going to continue on with a new pattern coming soon. We also are going to have another feature next month that I think you're going to love. So make sure that you like, follow, comment, subscribe, do all the things that will keep you in the know with Love Notions. I'll talk to you later. Bye.